Look.
Now this is killer.
Enjoy.
Wow, the glasses from Nutty Zombies from Hell.
Lose yourself in it.
Would you like a closer look?
Really?
But whatever you do, don't step over the rope.
Hey, Katrina Porter.
Hey, Serene, welcome to the movie.
I thought you forgot my name for a second.
No.
Welcome, you. Welcome to Split Happens, everyone else.
Welcome, everybody.
Each episode, Katrina and I discuss a movie both of us love. However, one of us must play the con and attack it with whatever they can come up with, even if it's pathetic and unserious.
Even if...
Our only rule is the con only has to attack during the synopsis, and if they say anything positive about the movie at all, they incur a penalty, and will have to say something nice about a movie they hate, which the pro gets to decide.
I can't wait.
So, as the pro today, if Katrina catches a rule break from me, you're going to hear the sound.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
So, Katrina,
Yeah?
as the con today,
Yeah?
I am going to invite this movie to a pop-up wax museum where it will be killed by a monster.
Which can only mean we're doing 1988's Waxwork.
Welcome to the Waxwork.
The thing with recording this one is one that I had taken my notes on a long time ago, and I didn't really go back and look at the trivia. Well, this one, there was basically no trivia.
Oh,
I mean, a couple little things, but really nothing,
okay.
especially compared to what we normally, dish out.
Right.
So I don't feel too bad that I didn't go back and look. And I'm going to go off of my memorals.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just see what happens. You're screwed.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I am absolutely expecting a button push.
Yeah, you are. And I miss a lot of them too. And I feel like I'm going to be on it.
Let's talk a little bit about... I almost said Warlock. Let's talk a little bit about Waxwork before we get into it, because I want to drink a little bit.
Okay. So, if going off my brain, my brainials, this movie had a budget of around $3-ish million. I think it made around $800,000 at the box office.
Oh, no.
But it has a huge cult following.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, it's amazing. It was directed by, I did write that down. It was directed by Anthony Hickok.
Okay.
I didn't go back and look at what else he's done. I know he's not, with the exception of Waxwork, he's not done a lot of firsts, but he's done a lot of sequels. So I think he did one of the Hellraiser sequels.
Oh.
I think,
Ooh,
I know he did one of the Warlock sequels.
Oh. You don't happen to know which Hellraiser it was, do you?
3, I
Oh,
believe.
no. That was crazy.
Yeah. I think
That
it was
has like a DJ, I think. Like a DJ Cinnabite.
Love that.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
I want DJ Cinnabite to be like my DJ name.
Your DJ name should be DJ Cinnabon.
Fuck yeah. Oh, they'll sue.
The makeup person, his name is Bob Keane.
Oh, so that's who I can blame.
He did Aliens.
He did a great job on Aliens.
Okay.
Just warming up.
Okay.
Just warming up.
And he did other things that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And they were Aliens.
Uh-huh.
And he did Waxwork.
Yes.
And then he did Jaws.
No.
And
No.
he also did Mrs. Doubtfire.
No, there's no way that's correct.
You used to be better at lying.
Look him up. Oh, okay, he did lots of stuff.
Read a fucking book, Anna.
Bobby's good. He's good.
Bobby.
I didn't write down all of the actors' names because I didn't care. Ooh. I wrote down the ones that I cared about. Mark is the main guy, I guess you would say, played by Zach Galligan.
Yay!
Of Gremlins, Notoriety,
and Gremlins 2, Lost in New York.
No, there's no way that's correct.
Oh, Bob Keane did the makeup for Gremlins 2.
He did the makeup for Gremlins 2. No, he didn't. Oh, you're lying. Fuck. Okay. It has been a while since you've done any pranking.
I know.
So I need to prepare myself.
And here's what's fun about this. I don't even know I'm pranking you because I don't know what I'm talking about. Deborah Foreman, who we love, is in this. She plays the Virgin Sarah.
Oh, we love her.
We love her. She's from April Fool's Day, which we did. And if you somehow missed that episode, go back and watch it.
Oh, yeah. We'll re-release it on April Fool's Day, but you can listen to it at any time.
And then rate and review 5 stars.
Please. Thank you.
She was in Valley Girl.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Real Genius.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
This.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I looked up the notes for April Fool's Day, so I know she didn't do a ton of acting after that. She's still absolute, like an angel face.
She is an angel face. Speaking of angel face, the other mainish character in this is China, and she's played by Michelle Johnson. She was in, when I looked up her IMDb, she was in Death Becomes Her. I don't know who she was in that, but yeah, but she's been in some stuff. The biggest name, in my humble opinion, in this movie is David Warner.
Oh, God bless.
R.I.P. He passed away
this year.
A couple months ago. Not very long ago.
Yeah, he is definitely missed.
He's absolutely incredible.
He's so funny in this.
He's so funny in this. And speaking of funny David Warner, go back and listen to our episode on Time Bandits.
I'm just going to say right now, I think Time Bandits might be my favorite episode that we've recorded.
It was just silly.
It was so much fun.
It was
so much fun to record.
Yeah. David Warner is great. The character's name that he plays is just called Waxwork Man.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it really called that, or is that just how you wrote it in your notes?
No, I swear to God. I swear. That's Waxwork Man. It was like after they wrote the script, they were like, "Oh fuck, he doesn't have a name."
We'll figure it out. And they got through it. They're like, "Yeah, fuck it."
He kind of speaks for himself. He needs no name.
Yeah, Waxwork Man.
Right.
Waxwork Man. He's a very superhero. I gotta tell you, I am severely worried I'm gonna get a button push.
I cannot wait because I've got a couple movies in mind.
I had to. Oh, for my... Oh, fuck. Mm-hmm. I don't suppose you're going to tell me what they are.
No.
Okay. Yeah. When I was doing my notes, I kept having to rewind. Or not rewind. It's fucking stupid.
Rewind.
I had to delete. Backspace. You know, this. I'm like... This is funny. Oh, shit. And then, like, back.
You almost made me spit out my grapes.
Oh, no. Not your wine.
Say whatever good things you have to say about it, because we're getting ready to get started.
Okay. This movie really, really is funny. It's another one that kind of reminds me of April Fool's Day, oddly, where it was a unique horror movie that came out of the 80s. This wasn't, like, just a slasher guy, you know, and a group of teens running away. This was different. And it is very tongue-in-cheek and very funny. And you're right, David Warner's, he didn't do a ton of comedic work, but God, he should have, because his timing is phenomenal.
Not anymore. Like so many movies that we do, this also reminds me of Mortal Kombat, in that you can't take this movie seriously.
Definitely not. This is perfect for what it is. And that's not like... You should just go ahead and lower your expectations. It's not that. It's just, it's really, really good for this particular genre of movies. Mm-hmm. I love it. I really, really love this movie. Okay, fine. Let the games begin.
Play the song.
Let the games begin.
Everyone loves a movie that starts with a storm and a spooky house and a murder, especially when that murder involves the murderer laying the victim's head just right down in the fire.
Yeah, geez, who knew heads were so flammable? And also, I hate lightning, and you know this, so I don't love a movie with a storm.
Well, I love storms.
We're gonna have to just, agree to disagree.
The movie opens with an amazing storm that everyone loves, and someone is breaking into somebody's house. The guy gets murdered, some shit gets stolen, and then
Somebody's head goes on fire.
it gets on fire, which happens.
Well, yeah, if you stick somebody's head directly into a fireplace, but then again, he pulls it out, and he's like, whoop, he's like a candle.
Yeah. Oh, it's like Lumiere.
Just his head is ablaze.
Yeah.
That's unrealistic.
That's how it works. I saw that on documentary. We get the title of the movie. Did you notice what it looks like?
Is it wax?
It looks like wax.
I bet they were so delighted with themselves.
I was when I noticed it last night. So then we see our main... Oh, no. I know you've got some things to say about... Okay. I'm just going to get to it. We see Mark, again, played by Zach Galligan, sitting at a dining room table with his mom. Mm-hmm. And his mom's like, darling, I heard you were having drinks with the butler. She says something like, mustn't mix us and them or something like that.
Yeah, she's a haughty bitch.
She sucks.
And she won't let him have coffee.
Right, and he's like, when am I going to be able to have caffeine? She's like, when you're a big boy.
Christ almighty. He's like, but Mom, I need the caffeine. Badly. What he needs is acting lessons. Badly.
Well, he's great. He's really good. And I will hear nothing else.
Is this movie set in California? It seems like it's set in California. And then I could say, bullshit, nobody walks there.
Everybody walks in California.
Nobody walks in California. They talked about this at length in the documentary LA Story.
First of all, that's not a documentary. But you know what you just reminded me of? That SNL skit.
The Californians?
Yeah, the Californians.
That she got in her Prius hybrid and drove straight up the 5 towards 99 North, then took exit 131.
Exit 131? That's the aquarium in Fresno!
In my mind, the only downfall of this movie is that we never actually see Mark's mom get killed. I kind of wish that would have happened. Mark seems to have a great relationship with the butler. Mm-hmm. And the name Loftmore, which is his last name, doesn't sound like a douchebag name at all.
No, it sounds like cookies. And then I'm like, cookies. And then I was like, oh no, I have to take notes. I don't get cookies. That's a con.
I know, but it makes you think of those Loft House cookies, and that gets stuck on the top of your mouth. Those cookies.
Yeah, but their journey to the top of your mouth is a delicious journey. They're just so soft.
We see China, who shops at the Michelle Pfeiffer from Grease 2 collection.
China.
And Virgin Sarah. And they're walking along talking about boys.
Mm-hmm.
And they stumble upon a Waxwork.
Yes.
What's funny about that?
Well, David Warner's dressed like Willy Wonka.
Oh my gosh. This is the first example of how David Warner is hilarious. So China and Virgin Sarah are standing in front of the Waxwork, and then all of a sudden you just see him, David Warner, Waxwork man, just standing there kind of like with his hand on his hip, like, Robin Hood.
Staring off in the distance.
Right? And he's like, oh, did I startle you? I mean, he's so... Right? He's so good.
He's there for sure. I do remember seeing him in the movie.
I love him so much.
I like that China is somehow thirstier than you. She's flirting with the Waxwork owner.
Waxwork man.
Oh, Waxwork man.
And I appreciated that also. Do you want me to give you a con?
About whom?
Well... And I don't agree with it.
Yes, of course.
Okay, I don't agree with it, but every time they said going to the Waxwork or Ty's like, that's not a thing.
It's a museum.
Right, it's a wax museum.
Yes.
And I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that bothered me as well.
It did not.
No, it absolutely did. The Waxwork is an exhibit. Wax museum.
He says he's having a private showing at midnight and they can bring 6 people, but only 6 people.
Why do guys always say that to females? I've got a private showing to show you and bring 6 friends.
If I had a shot for every time I fell for that one.
You'd have alcohol poisoning.
Right. Mark clearly has a thing for China, and China clearly is looking for
anything else.
A different adventure than what Mark can give her. Mark's a little vanilla.
Yeah, he definitely gives off that missionary only vibe.
Yeah.
Lights off, missionary only. I'll give you a towel.
So Mark and China and Virgin Sarah are sitting around by the football field, and they're with their friend whose name I don't know. You know him from
Twin Peaks?
Yeah, Bobby. Oh, there you go. Well, can we just call him Bobby for the sake of this movie?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's going to be super confusing to people, but I definitely prefer that.
It's okay. And then there's another couple, Gemma and what's his face?
I don't care. I didn't care about them. Not a second. They were on.
That's good. That's okay. And so they're talking about going to the special midnight viewing at the Waxwork, which is exactly what it should be called. And China has been clearly making Mark jealous by messing around with this fucking idiot football player.
Yeah, he's not so bright.
We'll call him Biff.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Oh, I think his name is Charles. Chuck.
Oh, is it Chuck?
Chuck.
Oh, yeah, we can call him Chuck.
We'll call him Chuck. They're sitting around before they leave for the Waxwork, and China says one of my favorite lines that she says in the movie. They're sitting around talking. Mark's being real judgy because he's jealous, and he doesn't know how to communicate that very well. And he's being kind of a dick about what she's been doing. And China says, I do what I want when I want. Dig it or fuck off.
Yeah, I remember that line. I did write it down.
See, this movie's about female empowerment.
What? No,
Yeah.
it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, it most certainly isn't.
Yeah, she was just like, I do what I want when I want.
Oh, so she'll probably make it to the end. This empowered female.
The 6 friends head to the Waxwork, but 2 of the friends bail, and we don't care who they are. The door opens, and a little person with a bitchin' accent says,
Welcome to the Waxwork.
I love that little guy so much.
I feel like we've said that a whole lot in our life. You know what we should have been saying, though? Welcome to the Wax Museum.
No, that doesn't flow. The little butler was like, does anybody want a drink? And then the big tall butler comes out with a tray of drinks, and the little guy's like, you're supposed to wait.
They don't think they have a very good relationship.
I don't think so.
It's a little toxic.
I know. The doors to the Waxwork open by themselves, which is not spooky at all. They're roped off into various settings.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Did the Waxwork actors know that they're not supposed to be moving?
Well,
Because they move a whole lot.
you know what is funny about that?
Yeah, that they're moving so much.
Well, there was like 4 pieces of trivia about this movie and probably 2 pieces of trivia that I actually remember. And one of them just happens to be that the people playing the wax figures couldn't really stand still very well.
That's not so much trivia as an attack.
I think they just loved the movie so much. I think they were just excited.
They're moving with excitement.
Yeah.
I'm just wired with excitement. This is going to be such a good movie.
It's a Waxwork.
I'm just hanging out in this wax museum.
So there's one that's like, that looks like a vampire vignette. One that looks like a werewolf vignette. One that looks like a Phantom of the Opera vignette. So, and they're roped off.
Well, can you explain to me now why one of the Waxworks is a bandaged guy throat fucking a 30s era like lady with a gas hose?
They could do whatever they wanted back then. What a time to be alive.
So, I mean, he's trying to jam that in her throat. And
Giggity.
it just keeps putting it in your face.
She's just smacking it away. Well, they're all kind of disturbing. All of the vignettes are disturbing.
Not throat fucking disturbing.
What's more disturbing than that, I ask you? One of the friends, Twin Peaks Bobby, walks into one of the vignettes that's kind of woodsy, and he becomes part of the set. And he says one of my other favorite lines of the movie, "Who put the acid in my drink again?"
Again. China.
Like, fool me once.
Who slips acid into a friend's drink? That's a con.
He thinks he's been hypnotized, and he stumbles upon a man in distress who is none other than John Rhys Davies.
Gimli!
Who's Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
I was really excited to talk about Gimli being a character played by Jonathan Rhys Davies.
That's a close one.
And he's also in the Indiana Jones. Not all the movies, but he's in a couple of them for sure.
Okay.
And he's quite good in those.
He's good in this too.
He's quite good in Lord of the Rings.
He's really good in this.
I think he's overacting it a little bit.
He's overreacting. He's
overacting.
He's overacting a man turning into a werewolf. Mm-hmm. How do you underact that?
I mean, you don't underact. You just act, KATRINA. It's a craft.
He turns into a werewolf.
Yeah, he does.
And I think it's a cool transformation. I really do. I'm being serious.
Wait, it doesn't show him transform. All it shows is him, like, scraping his nails on the table, and the next thing you see, bam, werewolf.
Maybe
a really, really silly werewolf costume.
Well, maybe I was talking about something else. So, which I do sometimes. Our friend gets bit, and the townspeople show up, but they are not professionals, so one gets killed immediately. The idiot towns guy tries to break a chair over him, and the werewolf just kind of like brushes his shoulder off. It is so freaking funny. Our friend Bobby from Twin Peaks turns into a werewolf. That is a cool transformation.
It doesn't show any it just shows
it
like
does.
It just keeps clipping back to him. Like, he has teeth now, and then it shows something else, and it's like, now he has a snout, and it,
I legitimately think it's a cool transformation.
It's because you haven't watched Hemlock Grove. Now that shit's crazy.
Okay, but now he's part of the Waxwork, so it's pretty cool. So when it kind of fades away from the vignette, you can see him sitting in the chair, and now he's part of the Waxwork.
No, he's sitting on the floor.
Okay, he's sitting on the floor.
Do you know where the werewolf is? He's sitting at the table. The werewolf, in full werewolf, is just sitting at the table.
Okay, he transformed.
Yeah.
He bit someone.
Yeah.
He killed someone else.
Yeah.
He needs a coffee. Okay, China sees a hot vampire-looking guy and decides to take a peekaloo. And now she's in a completely gorgeous white dress with feathers, which is important detail. And you see a hot vampire, his stupid-looking son, Stefan, and 3 vampire... Stefan. That's his name, right? Stefan? Or Stefan?
This waxwork has everything. Weird female vamps. A bloody leg.
Steak tartare.
Everything.
Okay, maybe it's not. It's Stefan. The vampire, who's a great host, makes sure that he introduces everybody to China.
Yes.
China sits down at the table and gets served a bowl full of raw meat.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm wondering if this movie is why I now eat all my food cooked well done.
No, that's because you're gross.
Oh.
But she says steak tartare. She hasn't had it in a long time. But, steak tartare looks nothing like that. Not even remotely close.
I know.
Not even a little bit.
Okay, so here's what I love about this scene now. I've probably mentioned this before. We do virtual movie night with my stepkids. Mm-hmm. And every once in a while, for my pick, I'll do a movie that I love, like from back in the day. And I'm always kind of anxious about it because if they hate it, I'll have to really try not to be defensive, and I'm not good at that.
Yeah, obviously, we do this podcast
right.
where it's almost impossible to try and attack a movie.
Right. So I picked this movie, and I was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. And we text while we're watching the movie. Mm-hmm. The kids loved this scene. And we still, like, to this day, if somebody's saying, like, yes or no to something, Jared, my second youngest, will go, no sauce.
No. But the sauce makes the dish.
Right, the sauce makes the dish.
He's like, it's a little salty, but that's all part of the charm. Yeah, I've heard that one before.
He did the guy who plays the vampire, who I wasn't kind enough to write down. He's really good, I think.
Oh, I do know what his name is.
What?
It is Miles
Davies.
No, it has an O. I think it might be Miles O'Rourke.
He doesn't look like an O'Rourke.
No, there's no way that's correct.
And I know him from something else because he was on Cave Dwellers. It was the Mystery Science Theater.
Oh.
We watched that one.
We did watch that one.
It's real bad.
That was...
Well, I love it.
Well, of course.
I love him. But this movie, he's a Dracula.
I think he's great. I really do think he's great. Well, China gets sent to her room, and you know your girl over here loves a candelabra.
Excuse me, but when they were at the table, they're slurping all their food, and there's no way you liked listening to them slurp their food.
I didn't. I can say it.
I can say it too. I hated listening to people. I don't like to listen to people slurp their food.
I don't either. But they're vampires.
Yeah?
Yeah. They're not very...
Vampires slurp?
Some of the bad ones.
There's good vampires.
Yeah.
Like?
This guy, the head one here.
He kills her.
Well, he's a good host. Okay, I love that China gets kind of like sent to her room, and she of course starts going through the clothes. She's like, "Ooh, what's this?" And then stupid Stefan shows up to bite her, and she runs out. She finds her fiance. No, her fiance is Chuck in this scene. That's why we were thinking Chuck earlier. And he's handcuffed with part of his leg missing.
Which is probably what they were eating at dinner.
Correct.
Gross.
And she's like, this is all part of a sick game. Oh. She's not completely clued in that shit's about to get real. Another one of my favorite parts, which I'm probably going to say 12 times because it's all my favorite. I love where she and Stefan are fighting like over Chuck's body. And Chuck's like, ah!
Okay, here's my legitimate criticism of this.
Okay.
Get ready for a legitimate criticism.
Let me grab my wine.
Yeah, grab it.
Okay.
China is, let me word this right, supposed to be a cool, interesting character. Mm-hmm. Who is able to become kind of a badass and fight off 4 vampires just to be seduced by the Count and killed. And especially like this early in the movie, that sucks. Why have a character like China who is like supposed to be cool and interesting? I'm not saying that she is. And then have this badass arc about her where she's kicking ass. And then they're like, nope, sorry, dead.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Because China and her personality is like the shiny object. But really the person that's important in the movie is Virgin Sarah. And oftentimes people with that personality get overlooked, even though they have a lot to contribute to the world.
So Sarah needs to have her chance to rise up.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is there can't be 2 strong female characters in a movie.
Walked right into that one, didn't I?
Sure did.
Motherfucker.
Pretty good. Okay.
China runs into the Vamp Daddy, and she basically walks up to him with her carotid artery like, here I am.
Like nudging it out.
Right.
It's just like yawning. Ah.
She took some of Chuck's blood and drew a circle around it.
Like a target.
Right. Well, guess what? China becomes part of that vignette.
That's unfortunate.
Not for Sarah.
For us.
Sarah, Virgin Sarah, she almost walks into the Marquis de Sade set. But Mark finally does something right, and he's like, hey, let's get the hell out of here. The idiot who isn't even that cute that China was banging goes to find her, and Waxwork Man does us all a favor and pushes him in, and now he's dead.
Wow. I didn't realize that a character being killed off that's not like a bad person was a pro.
Sarah and Mark almost kiss, but as probably often the case with Mark, her virginity is still intact. Mark learns that China and Tony, that was
Bobby?
Yeah.
Bobby.
Well, they didn't come home, so Mark tries to do the right thing, which he is not good at, and goes to the police. The police are relatively unconcerned. Oh my gosh, I just realized
Oh no.
That when I wrote, he goes to the police, I wrote it like the police, the band.
Oh no, you did not. Like Waxwork. You don't have to call it a museum.
Okay. But Mark convinces the detective to go check out the waxwork because there have been a lot of people missing, which is suspicious in this town, which is not California. And Mark says, just you wait. A little guy addicted to helium will open that door up any minute.
That's mean.
Uh-uh.
No,
Welcome to the waxwork.
that's not what he sounds like, and that's mean. And he's just making fun of the way somebody talks. Not nice.
I have all through my notes, and I don't even know what the context is in this situation. I love David Warner so much. I think there's something where like the police officer or like the detective and Mark show up and David Warner, Waxwork Man, just looks like okay, bitch, go ahead and look around.
That detective, whoever's playing him, is not a super great actor. He's acting for the back of the audience.
Yeah.
He is real over the top with his role.
Yeah.
I don't know if he sensed that this was supposed to be campy or what, or just assumed, maybe.
I read that he thought that he knew it was.
I don't think so. But he felt like, I'm going to be in this movie for 5 minutes, and those 5 minutes are going to shine. But they don't. Mm-mm. They do not. They mostly just blind the audience.
Mark realizes he recognizes Waxwork Man's face, and in a very funny scene, gets Sarah from class. He like stumbles in. He says something like, "I've got pustules."
Fucking gross.
It's so gross, but it's so funny. Mark gets Sarah into the attic, but because he's such a dork, it's not for attic lovin', but instead to show her a clipping that says his grandpa was murdered, and his grandpa's main helper went missing, and the helper is none other than Waxwork Man.
No fucking way.
Yes. And that would have been like a long time ago, and he hasn't aged a day.
Not a day?
No. Bitch moisturizes.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Does she like see something Marquis de Sade related here?
Yeah, so the grandpa, his grandpa was a big collector of like stuff, and there's a big book on Marquis de Sade, and it kind of opens. She's getting a little hot and bothered.
Our homegirl Sarah's into some kink, and I say she should just go for it. Not Marquis de Sade, though.
No, he bad guy.
Yeah. Are you familiar with his works?
Yes.
Gross.
I read.
Yeah, but not that shit.
No. Mark and Sarah go to visit Sir Wilfrid, who is kind of a mystery as to who he is, but he's somebody who knows Mark's grandpa.
Yeah, he also tells her, call me Wilfie. Everyone else does. Barf. Wilfie.
Well, Wilfie explains that Mark's grandpa collected 18 artifacts of the most evil people. If you divide 18 by 3, what do you get?
6.
6.
Just 6. 18 divided by 3 is just 6.
6 and 6 and 6 is 18. 6 is the devil.
There's too many 6s there. That's more 6s I'm comfortable with. 18 divided by 3 is just 6.
Okay, math whiz.
Yeah, that's right. What else? Other number. 24 divided by 4.
6.
Also 6, motherfuckers. 22 divided by 4. Doesn't exist.
Wilfie explains that once each of the waxworks has collected a human victim, they can all come alive, unleashing evil.
So 18, what was the 18 about again?
Well, Wolfie was just saying, like, you know, if you give a 6 and a 6 and a 6, like 666 the devil, that's 18, and there are 18 artifacts.
18 artifacts.
Yeah,
okay.
of the
so
evil people.
So there's 18 of the characters.
Right.
Of the most evil, is that what you said?
Yes, the worst.
Bullshit.
Why?
I didn't see Dr. Phil there. Or is it just like fictional characters?
Right, yeah.
Fine. I didn't see an exhibit of the Keebler elves.
Wait, what? What's wrong with the Keebler elves?
What's right with the Keebler elves?
They give you chocolatey goodness.
Yeah, why, though? Why are they in that tree making cookies? Why? You ever asked yourself why?
No.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should ask why elves are hiding out in a tree manufacturing cookies to sell to the masses for no reason at all. We're just making cookies over here.
Did you have a bad trip on Keebler Elf cookies? Don't they have those like grasshopper cookies that are so good?
That's what they want you to eat. They want you to eat that.
Well, thank you, Keebler.
You know what else? It was grasshopper. Grasshopper is like green. That typically is usually like green cookie. Like mint, chocolate mint is green, right?
Yeah.
You know what else is green? Soylent Green. You're eating people with them cookies.
We're going to have to talk about this in the break.
I'm not saying they're totally evil. I'm saying somebody needs to ask them some questions. I'm telling you, you go in that tree and you're going to find some shit.
Mark and Sarah are told they need to burn the waxwork to the ground and that they have to do this before the final 2 evil guys claim victims. Sarah very willingly goes to hang with the Marquis de Sade.
Yeah, she does.
And Mark gets pushed into something that kind of looks like Night of the Living Dead. I'm not quite sure what that is.
It doesn't matter. He's only there for a second.
Well, yeah, because he's smart. He figures it out.
Figures what out?
He figures out that it's not real, that if you don't believe in it, that it can't hurt you. So Mark escapes and he goes to rescue Sarah. Sarah realizes she might be a bit of a kink girl.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow Mark saves her as well.
Well, somehow she's being whipped continuously almost to death and yet no blood. No blood.
It's not real.
Marquis de Sade uses like a magic whip?
Yes. So Mark saves Sarah and he's definitely going to use this situation to get laid later on. But the 2 friends that bailed at the beginning arrived and now they're dead and the waxwork is coming to life. Aw, shit.
Wait, before they leave the Marquis de Sade, he says one other thing that I had to rewind multiple times. He's like, don't be angry just because she had her first orgasm at the end of a whip.
I think he was really trying to like rub it into Mark, like Mark's never actually given somebody that before.
Orgasm.
He enunciates.
Yeah, he does.
Wolfie and his band of berrymen show up.
Yeah, this is a gift to me.
And I love, so the all the vignettes are alive now, and I love every scene that you see moving forward. Marquis de Sade, he's fucking with his hair.
The hair flips. Wait, what? No!
You said the hair flips were so good.
I said killing me.
In a good way. Killing me softly.
Killing me like in a... Fuck. Oh. Okay.
Avatar. Say something nice about Avatar.
Oh, I just need to be nice. Okay. I know everybody loves this movie. It's just, it has Sam Worthington in it and he did Clash of the Titans. So, yeah, he ruins movies for me. I like the color blue.
Okay.
This fight scene, I swear to Christ.
I think it's hysterical.
The makeup, the special effects, and that's it. Those are these quotation marks are doing heavy lifting.
What?
The sound effects, the like punching sound effects, the exploding baby head.
Oh, I thought that was funny.
Oh my God, the bat.
Yeah. When Vampire Daddy turns into the bat.
He also just shoots
it in the head.
Fucking. That was something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. I almost did it again.
Well, unfortunately, one of Wolfie's friends that he brings to help out is Jenkins the butler, and he dies.
I'm sorry you didn't mention Wilfred's wheelchair accessories. He turned his wheelchair into like a battle bot.
Like a chariot.
Do you remember those?
Yeah. The guy who plays the Marquis de Sade is great. Waxwork Man almost kills Mark and Sarah, but Wolfie kills him instead, and the place burns up, but then thankfully for all of us, a hand escapes, which means there can be a sequel.
First of all, that's a model house that's on fire. That's pretty clearly a model house.
No, that was part of the budget. They burned a house.
No. And also, what a strange closing song. At the end of this movie, Waxwork, where there's a bunch of waxwork stuff, and all that. It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want to.
That's right.
Did they just pick any song that they could get rights to or something? And
I
they're
mean,
like,
the
"Fuck
budget
it."
could only extend so far.
Could it have extended maybe further back or something to get something less expensive that was more appropriate?
I love that song.
What does it have to do with Waxwork?
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
It was a party. And the party's over and they're going to cry about it. And if they want to, they can.
Who's they?
They spent the 18 evil people. They spent all this time collecting humans.
Just to be clear,
Yeah.
you are positing
Yes.
that song is referencing a monster mash going on.
Right.
That there was a monster party.
Right.
Probably invitations.
Only.
Yeah. Balloons, possibly. Who knows? And they were real sad because it got caught on fire.
Not just that they got caught on fire, but like a dumbass thwarted their plan.
And that made them sad.
Made them cry.
I see. So why didn't they play the Monster Mash?
Cliche much. This movie's over.
It's done. Yes. It's over now.
Oh, thank God. Whoo! I mean...
Several times.
Oh my God. I almost got a bunch. This one might have... I don't think I've ever had a movie where I struggled this hard to do some word flipping.
This movie is so silly. In the best possible way.
I love it. Did you watch the sequel?
No. I did not.
I did. I personally really liked it.
Really?
Yes. It has Bruce Campbell in it.
Well, you can't go wrong with Bruce Campbell.
It's the same type of humor. I mean, it's very tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed that one. Especially if you liked the scene where they're in the vampires where they're fighting over the fiance's body. You would definitely like that. But this one was unique. They definitely did some different stuff. But the hand shows up in the second one.
Oh.
That's how the second one starts, if I remember correctly. It's been
Okay.
a long time. I really love this movie. I desperately hope that people will watch it.
It's 90 minutes, and the 80s got a lot of shit wrong. One thing they got right is a lot of their movies are 97 minutes long.
Yeah, and quite frankly, they got a lot of horror movies right. 80s horror movies were having a big old like party fest. They were having a monster bash.
They were. Well, what do you want to hear from the people?
I would like to find out what people's favorite monster movie is.
Love that. I would also like to hear if there's a movie where the song is just so out of place that you're like, what the hell is this doing in here?
I would like that as well. You can get a hold of us super easily and let us know the answer to those questions. We are at Split Happens Pod on all of the socials, and splithappenspod.com is our website. You can easily email us on there and see the blog post that I no longer do because I don't have time.
You do great.
I don't have time.
This was so much fun.
Oh, I loved it so much. All right, well, until next time, Katrina Porter.
Bye on a serene.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.